Welcome to Nearing Nerdvana. This is episode 145 of Long Story Short.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm not smart enough to figure out how to do the season 1 episode whatever. So I'll just keep on adding. We just keep on adding numbers to it.
Yeah, when you start seasons, like when the calendar turns to January, I don't know, but
it gets too confusing.
Yeah,
well, because a lot of times this is quarterly, basically.
Yeah, if it's quarterly, forget it. I'm not going to be able to figure that out. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into the show tonight. We appreciate all of you. We got a good show. We got John, we got Yee, we got me, Mercenaut. He is working tonight. He wishes he could be here, but he's got some work to do. So you're stuck with the three of us.
Yeah, and then big shout out to Red Hood. We miss you, bud. Hope you're taking care of everything. So, R.I.P.
Joe has some stuff going on, so can't be here tonight. But next week we should hopefully have the whole band back together. So we will see.
Yep. Big shout out to our sponsors over at Cover Price. You can use the code Nirvana. What's this code? It's Nirvana 14 for a 30-day unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And then you can also use the code Nirvana for I believe a 10% discount over at Bird City Comics. Some restrictions may apply.
Yeah, they've got a big drop. Looks like tomorrow they're dropping, right? An Archie that seems like it might be hot. So
yeah, I can pull up a picture since we're talking about it. Let me pull up.
It's an artist they've worked with before. I'm going blank on the dude's name. I think it's the guy's name, but
Captain Touche Art.
Yeah, they did like a Pop Kill Christmas cover.
Okay, share screen, choose this tab, boom. All right, so Archie's Valentine's Spectacular, and when does this drop?
I think it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern on the website.
Yep. So that'll be a big hit. But anyways, all right.
Yep. Okay.
We'll get into the show. If you've never tuned in before, our show is to help you on your hunt, help you build a cool comic book collection at reasonable prices. So don't go pay stupid prices on eBay. Go out there and hunt in the wild. It's a lot of fun of this hobby is going out there finding cool books. So, all right, let's get into it. We see Mike in the chat. What's up, buddy?
But if you break the rules, Joe and I will talk about it on the Hot 10 with your almost 10 purchase.
Yes, we will. Yes, you guys.
And then Long Short will be watching and be like, "Yep, that's it."
All right. So these amazing adventure books, really kind of. And sorry, is this 5? Yeah, they really surprised me how little they go for, except for the one where she's kissing the robot. It's like a romance cover. It's an up close kiss, but the art on these books were all amazing. I mean, the first one is a beautiful painted Alex Schomburg cover. I think it's truly one of his best covers, and it really doesn't go for very much. This is another one that always catches my eye whenever I see it, but doesn't really command all that much. This is an Alan Anderson cover. This is Ziff Davis Publishing from 1951. A 9.0 of this sold for $1,200 back in 2020. It just feels like it should go for more. There's only 40 on the census, and the high grade on this is a 9.2. But yeah, I'm a big fan of these. I'm a big fan of these. I think Schomburg did the first 2 covers. He did number 1 and number 2, if I'm not mistaken. But these things they're just beautiful.
a 9.0 on a pulp is like a modern day 10. I mean,
Yeah, so these are actually comics. So these actually aren't pulp. These are like Golden Age, full size comics. So it's not a
right.
pulp, but even so, like I don't think with Ziff Davis, did they have like the file copy thing going on there? I mean,
Yes.
you'd almost have to think so with like a 9.2 or 9.0, but regardless, yeah, it just seems way too low. But whatever. That doesn't catch other people's eye the way that catches mine. But
Every time I hear file copy, I always picture a file cabinet full of comics for some reason.
yeah, that's what I mean, that's honestly what I picture as well, man. Just like a big like file cabinet with folders for just each issue, and you get like 3 or 4 of them in there, untouched.
Yeah.
Which feels like cheating to me. Like if your book didn't have to go out there and live in the wild, like it almost feels a little like it's cheating a little bit, like a little bit cheating. But
I mean, it's still published at the same time. It's just it was just stored like.
I never had to go out there and pay its dues, though. You know what I mean? I get it. It was very coddled and well protected. Didn't have to go fend for itself.
Oh, it was never let loose in the wild kind of situation.
Yeah, exactly. It was just kind of like tucked away, looked after. I'm only half joking, but all right. All right. I feel like we're getting back into the old Flipside Day spec category, but anyways, I'm gonna throw this one out there. So Avengers #1 from 2010. This is a Michael a Bendis book. So a couple of things going for this book. One, we've talked about the Djurjevic 1 in 25s, how cool they are, the connecting covers that he's done. I mean, that in and of itself is cool. But the other thing that sort of this book has going for it is the appearances in it. So real quick, the last 9/8 sold for $300 back in 2023. That's respectable. That's after the comic boom. There's only 104 of these in the census, so for a modern book, that's not a crazy number. But I don't know if how many of you guys remember this, but there was a Marvel animated movie that came out called The Next Avengers. And if you go to the next slide, Aaron, if you don't mind, it was this. If you'd ever seen it before, you can. It's actually for free on YouTube now if you want to watch it. But it was basically the kids of the Avengers. So Thor's daughter, Captain America's son, T'Challa's son. There were a few others. And by a lot of accounts of people who follow Doomsday is that this is they're planting the kids of the Avengers to be sort of part of what's going on there. So you saw in that trailer, Captain America had a son. We know Thor has a daughter. We know that T'Challa had a son before he died. So I don't know if it plays out this way or not, but that book has the first appearance of these characters. So that's like James Rogers and I forget all the different characters' names in there. But anyways, just something I was thinking about the other day. And if they do go in that direction, I wouldn't be surprised to see that book catch a little love. And it already did catch a little bit because T'Challa's son, when that spec was going on from whatever the second Black Panther movie, like they were buying it because of that book, but it has these other characters in it as well. So feels like old school spec a little bit, but even if none of that plays itself out, it's still a badass Djurjevic 1 in 25 variant. So it's got a couple of things going for
it. I never run into those 1 in 25 Djurjevic covers ever.
Yeah, I mean, there are some that are easier than others, but it's funny that you say that because I think the hardest one of this run, if you go to the next one, Aaron, if you don't mind, bud, is this Hawkeye and Mockingbird, because this was not a heavily ordered title. This has got like all the villains on it, so it's kind of badass in its own right. But this one has always been really hard to find because, like I said, Hawkeye and Mockingbird was not a book that was heavily ordered. This is the variant era in the 2010s, which we talk about a lot in this show, how those from that era, like the ratios are really tough to get. And so the last, this is funny, but the last 9/6 sale of this book was for $7 back in 2016. So it's been about a decade since this book is sold graded. There's only 10 on the census, 2 9.8s, but this is a tougher book to find. I'm not saying it commands a whole hell of a lot of money necessarily, but if you're looking to complete this set, this one is certainly one of the hardest ones to find.
Yeah, I picked this one up when Kang was a thing.
Oh,
And
you found it?
anything,
Mm.
yeah, what happened was when Kang was around and anything Kang was selling, I think a dealer at a small show in New York must have found this cover and then put it in his variant box. And I probably paid maybe 20% less of $30.
Yeah,
So,
it's great.
Oh,
That's a really good
Yeah.
pickup. That's a really good pickup
Yeah.
because, like I said, this one. I mean, first of all, the cover itself doesn't necessarily scream Hawkeye and Mockingbird, but that title in and of itself wasn't heavily ordered, and these 2010 ratios are all
Mhm.
tough to get. 2010, 11,
Mhm.
12, 13, like that era of Marvel
Is-
ratios are real tough.
Is that a real sell for $7?
Yeah.
yeah.
It probably costs more. It costs
Yeah,
more in
yeah.
shipping
I mean,
and grading.
somebody lost money. There's no way someone didn't
But-
lose money.
Unless it's one of those weird listings where it's like book sells for $7, $80 shipping. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I didn't get like that granular. I just was on Go Collect, and they said the last sale I could find of this book was that graded was that one at $7 and 10 years
2016.
ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's been a while, but yeah, all of these Jujurvic like covers are amazing. And he was really had this vibe going on for a while during this period. And this vibe is also the same as Ultimate Fallout 4, right? It's inspired by the same sort of layout. So
Yeah.
you're gonna rip over some blind bags, John?
Yeah, my LCS got some of their replacements from all those damage
Oh no shit!
ultimates.
They actually did replacements. I thought they were just refunding. I didn't think they were going to put out replacements.
Well, that's what he told me. He had replacements, so I grabbed 12 of them or so, and
Nice.
I figured why not?
Yeah, I think different stores were told different things. Like some were told to destroy their existing copies, and then they would refund them or give them credit or whatever. And then I know they did restock within the Random House distribution at one point in time, and like Clutch reordered like a case.
Wow. Okay. Wow. I didn't think that they were going to do that because of all the inserts and the sketches and everything. But all right, that's good to know.
I'm trying to figure what are the chances in the replacements that they actually have a original art in it. So
I mean, what you'd think zero, but unless they put some back in, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. Yeah. Were they holding some back?
I don't know. That's a good question, man. It's a good question.
I mean, did you? I mean, I know this isn't a market report show, but did you see that the Robert Downey Jr. sketch sold?
Oh, for how much? Must went for crazy.
I think it was under. It was like right under 4K. I think it was like 3,600.
Wow, I would have guessed it went for more.
Do you want to see what they did to fix the problem?
They put that little sleeve over it.
Yeah, but look, they did cutouts on this. If you could see it, you could see that. So I guess whatever they deemed was the problem. So it looks. I'm opening it now for the first time, and
is it stapled on or no?
No, it's not. But like I said, there's a cutout. You can see the hole there. See?
Yeah, but it's funny. It's funny you say that, John. I've got one here from the original, and it had them too. So I don't know if that was. This is for whatever reason I just had one sitting on my thing here. I only bought one of them.
How long ago did you buy yours?
I think I got it when it came out. I'm pretty sure. I think I got it. I think.
Well,
I
this
mean,
one
this is
is,
pretty thin. Like, is yours thicker? Like this is not like that protective. It's just like a regular piece of paper for mine.
yeah, it's like a flyer. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, okay.
and the book is flawless. There's no damage, so I don't know.
All right, that's good. Yeah, mine was definitely banged up with some spine ticks, but all right. Let's get into this. So, Phonogram, the Singles Club #5. Okay, what you want to be looking out for this book? It's not all of them, unless you like the cover, then fine, grab them. But this book had a very rare error on it. So if you look on the UPC, if you know how the numbering works, it's the number of the issue. It's whether it's a variant, and then the last number is the printing. So this book should, most of them say 511 on the barcode. Now, if you find one that says 411, right, that is the error, and they go for quite a bit. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Dealers
that's really a thing. Like, because I collect books like that every so often.
Yeah, for this issue it is. Yeah, on the back. It's on the back on this. It's on the back in this one. It's the kind of thing that
I mean, there's a handful of books I own that are like that, or where like a majority of the print run is like that, where it's like just two numbers are flip flopped or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this one was a legit error they went back and fixed. Like, I mean, I've seen that screw up before too in some of the Marvel books where it'd be like,
like 0 to or like 021 or something like that, and it's actually issue 12 or something like that.
Yeah, this one's basically just saying that this was issue 4 rather than issue 5, so it's just an oddity, but that people will pay a little bit for. So if you ever see this in the back issue bins, just flip it over, see if on the barcode if it says 5 or 4. If it says 4, grab it. It's definitely worth a buck.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, much appreciated. We never ask people to do that, but we certainly appreciate it when you guys in the chat do. All right, we had a lot of obscure weird shit on the show tonight. This is Black Panther #6 from 2016. This cover was done by Udon, which surprised me. I didn't realize that they were working with Marvel at the time. I know, like back in the 2000s, they had a relationship. But this is a kind of a badass Black Panther cover. A 9/8 of this sold recently for $50, which feels like a pretty good deal for a 1 in 25 for an issue #6. Only 59 of these in the census, 46 in 9.8. But it's not a book I see out there digging. I don't think they're super plentiful, but for me, the idea that it was done by Udon just was pretty cool.
Wow, Ikpok has really changed the style. Not sure.
Well, so Udon was an art studio, right? An Asian art studio. So they do a lot of stuff for Street Fighter. But back in the day, I first came across them in that Deadpool run, where they were doing those Deadpool covers, like in the 80s at the tail end of that run. They were doing all the art, like that famous one where him and the girl dressed up in the bunny suit. That's an Udon cover. So that that's when I first got to know,
like the original Deadpool ongoing series.
Yes,
the Joe Kelly run.
Yeah, it's the way it ended in like 89 or something like that, or 90. No, it was the one after that one. It was the one after. I think it was the one. Yeah, it was the one after. It was in the 2000s, I guess. And then he died. He got killed in the last issue, and they relaunched it as Agent X. And they weren't sure, is like Agent X Deadpool or is it somebody else?
Okay.
It was that run. Ended in like the 80s, I think. But anyways, this book was done by Udon, so I know people are fans of that art studio, and I was just surprised to see this. I didn't think they had anything going on with Marvel at the time.
It's pretty cool.
All right. I don't know why I threw this on, other than World of Wakanda was not. I don't think it was being ordered very heavily at the time. This is a 1 in 20 from 2017. There's no recent sales of this out there. It's I don't necessarily want to call it a ghost, but it's definitely a book that you don't see all that often. And for the Black Panther fans amongst us, this one would be worth picking up, at the right price, whatever that be, $5-10.
It's because Hunter has all the copies.
he's got them all stacked up.
Yeah, and whatever copies he doesn't have, he probably either gave it to Spidey Hunter or Remo or something like that.
Yeah, you don't usually see ratios on the tail ends of these limited runs that often. Like issue number 6 of a series that had a limited run in it, you just don't see the ratios that Marvel wasn't. By this point, they'd I want to say they'd given up on it, but they're not trying to overly promote it. And so this doesn't usually happen. So this one's kind of an obscurity. All right. So this is a book I have looked for in a newsie for a while. This is a book that Igor hit me up with, Paralyze on Instagram. For those who don't know him, this is an early Dell'Otto cover for Marvel. So, before he really blew up, this is back in 2006. It's definitely a cool cover. Like I said, I've been looking for this thing in a newsie, and I don't. There's Igor in the chat. What's up, buddy? I've never seen it. I don't even know if it exists, but I do look for it. Anybody remember this one from back in the day? I feel like we're really dating ourselves here on this one.
Yeah, it looks vaguely familiar. Maybe it was talked about on one of your shows before.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we've ever. I've lost track. I don't think that we did. We may have. I can't say for sure. But yeah, Dell'Otto. This was, like I said, before he went nuclear. He probably went nuts in 2010, 2011. When did that X-23 cover drop? That really kind of like sent him screaming. Like 2000. Was that 12 on that one? The Lord King one? Whenever that was, I feel like that was like the moment for him when he hit another level. But yeah, this is for people who like to collect this early stuff. And like I said, it would be so great to find a newsie of this. It'd be really great to find a newsie of this.
I didn't know Erica Slaughter was on the Marvel cover.
That was a young Erica Slaughter before, the whole thing. But yeah, this is where she got her vibe for fighting monsters.
Gotcha.
All right. I wish Carter was on. They put this one on for him, but Absolute Batman number 16. I mean, Absolute Batman is absolutely insane in terms of how hot this series is. And I love what it's doing for the community. Like, I'm not as crazy about it as others, but I can't deny sort of the positive impact it's had on comics. I really hope that it sends Marvel a fucking wake-up call. It doesn't seem to be happening just yet, but hopefully they've got to do something to respond to this. But what's caught me by surprise with these books recently is how many store exclusives or artist exclusives have been put out, and how well they're doing. So this was done by Clayman. We've talked about Clayman on the show before, some of his variants. An artist who is exceptionally talented but feels a little underappreciated, just given sort of some of the artists, some of the writers that he works with, doesn't really allow his art to shine. But I saw this thing was sold and on his store, and they're selling for $100+ on eBay now. And
oh wow,
I don't. Maybe I'm just not in the Absolute Batman circles, but I don't remember ever even hearing about this book being released.
I'm not in those circles, so I don't know. But I mean, like, we were talking about this book, or not. We did mention this book yesterday, but not. But there are other variants that we had mentioned too as well that are doing really exceptionally well. But
Was this one of the ones you guys covered on were you talking on McClay's market report?
I think we're just generally talking about Absolute Batman, and we're just looking through eBay and looking at past sales of this, like recent sales of this, and the who was it, the Dan Quintana cover.
Yeah.
So
I was talking about that one on Instagram earlier in the week. I didn't throw it on the show, but I mean that's a beautiful book in its own right. But that's to the point. Like these artists are putting out these variants, and they're selling like crazy in the aftermarket. They really are.
Yeah, I mean, but there is a big reader following for this too as well.
No, totally. Absolutely.
So I mean, I'm just kind of glad that DC woke up from people complaining like, oh, these stories are horrible, blah blah blah, all that, to actually finding some substance that's working for them.
Yeah, I mean, DC is still making a lot of stupid decisions in their mainline titles, but they're not allowing that shit to sort of get involved in this. They're just kind of letting this thing rip for what it is, and it's a great thing to see. I mean, I worry about legs on these kinds of things because at some point the fatigue sets in where the newness wears off. All of the characters that you wanted to see reintroduced have been introduced, and there's nothing else to kind of keep it going. And I hope that doesn't happen, but typically these things do run out of gas at some point. But while it's hot, man, let it go, because young kids are coming in to buy these books, right? It's reaching out to a new audience. If you can just put out a badass comic book with no bullshit, it's funny how well it sells.
I mean, for a modern title that isn't locked into doing like, or at least they haven't officially announced like a huge number for what the run's going to be. So it's pretty good that they haven't had to resort to resetting the count.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, because that happens like way too often nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, Derek, there are some other good books at DC, don't get me wrong. I mean, they definitely do, but they're not sort of without their own faults as well, but they're doing a hell of a lot better than Marvel. I mean, let's be honest, Marvel is lost at the moment, and I'm not sure there's any hope of them finding themselves anytime soon unless they make some really drastic changes over there with the editorial staff. But that doesn't seem to be in the cards this year. So anyways, but Absolute Batman, I mean, king of the hill for mainstream comics at the moment. No question about it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All right. Did we ever talk about this one?
I think a long time ago. Like, I feel like this is a flip side book.
I don't remember if we ever did, but I love this book. Cobra Kai, The Karate Kid Saga Continues, #1, a Kagan McLeod 1 in 25 variant from IDW in 2019. A 9/8 of this sold about a year and a half ago for $305. Only 31 of these on the census, 14 and 9.8. And I mean, this just brings back feelings from this movie. Like I saw, I saw this when I was a kid. Like, I didn't see a ton of movies in the theater, but I did see The Karate Kid in the theater, and like I remember Cobra Kai at the Halloween school party dressed up like this. Man, this just brings back a lot of memories. This book,
where they look like a Misfits cover band.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in college, we threw a Halloween ska punk show at the cafeteria at the school, and there was a punk band in Boston called Big D and the Kids Table.
I love that band.
Yeah, so this was one of their. They recorded a live album at like an EP, like a 6-song EP there. But anyways, they came out dressed up like this for that show. All of the entire band came out.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Oh, dude,
that was seriously one of my go-to bands I used to listen to all the time in high school.
Yeah, those guys we hung out with them all the time. Like, they were so freaking good.
But that was always the cool thing about the punk scene. Like, if they're a regional band in your area, they would hang out with the punks.
Yeah, I know, because they would go to the same shows we'd go to. Like, if they weren't playing, you'd see them at like whatever our show was going on. Yeah, it was a blast. But yeah, this book, I've never seen it in the flesh. I would buy it. I'm pretty sure. I wouldn't want to pay $300 for it, but I would definitely buy this at the right price, man. There's so many modern variants that go for respectable money. It's crazy. And obviously, we've talked about IDW ratios in the past. They're almost always worth grabbing, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, like just look for that RI, buy it. Don't even question it. Like, even if you try to look it up, like on eBay or anything like that, you probably won't even find it because it probably hasn't sold in the last 90 days, more than likely, unless it's something that just recently came out. But I mean,
wow, Derek, that is a deep cut there, man. I was not expecting anybody to be mentioning that Jonathan Richman cover by Big D on the show tonight. I was not expecting to be talking about Big D.
D the Kid Sable.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Anyway,
I'm gonna listen to that on my way to work tomorrow now.
All righty. What do we got next? All right, we'll get into some Sonic World stuff. So if you don't know by now, much like IDW ratios, if you're seeing Sonic in the wild, old school Sonic of any kind, you should definitely buy it. This is Princess Sally #1. The cover is just a cover A by Art Mahini, I guess is how you'd say his name, Mahini. From 1995, a 9.4 of this sold for $150 in 2022. A 9.4. There are 10 copies graded on the census in total, 2 and 9.8. And those 9.8s would go, if they ever sold, would certainly go for a pretty penny. And there are newsies of this title as well. So I know this stuff may seem kind of ridiculous, but this is genuinely the shit that is in dollar bins that is gold if you find it. Listen, Liger, you tell the princess to put some pants on. I don't know what the rules are for these things, right? Donald Duck doesn't have any pants on, but when he comes out of the shower, he puts a towel around his waist. So, like, I don't know what the anthropomorphic clothing rules are. Take it up with Sally. She'll let you know. She's got the vest on. She's got the boots on.
She's a princess. She can do anything she wants.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, these are definitely worth picking up. And this was like a 4-issue mini, if I'm not mistaken, this Princess Sally series. So, or maybe even like a 3. They were doing 3s as well during this time, but the last issues in these runs are worth picking up as well.
Same here.
All right. Here's an obscurity. Curious if anybody knows about this book. Gore Shriek number 6.5. This is an awesome Ethan Stanway cover. I mean, just an awesome book. This is from Fantanco Enterprises from 1998. A 9.0 sold just recently of this book for $450. A 9.0, mind you. There's only 20 on the census, 1 in 9.8, and this book was never available for sale. It was only given away by the artist and Fantanco Enterprises. So they would just give it to fans. It even says on there, like under the Gore Shriek, can you read that, Aaron? Is it say like not available for sale or not meant for sale or something like that?
Here, let me go to my other.
Sorry, I can't read it, but I think it says something like,
not approved for store sale.
Yeah, so this book was not it was just meant to be given away. So
Oh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's kind of like an ash can.
yeah. I mean, I think it's a full size comic, but they were just given out. So super super obscure, and would be an awesome book to have in your collection.
I hope to find this in the back issue one day and be like, it's not for.
Yeah, just go to the counter and say, "Can I buy this?" Or
it's not approved for store sale according to the publisher.
Listen, I'm going to take this because it's not approved for sale. I'm confiscating this. And
the publisher would want me to have this.
But yeah, super super badass book. Love to have this thing.
Yeah.
All right. We have a lot of interesting books on the show tonight. All right. Psylocke couldn't be hotter at the moment. Not that way. I mean, in terms of sales. But this was, if you remember this one, this is a Tyler Kirkham online exclusive from back in 2019. So was it 20? I think it was is that a typo? I think it was 2016. Was it 2019? I think it might have been 2016. That could be a typo on this one.
Okay, no.
But these were limited to 1,000. And these things are like they're gone. Like they're not really on eBay anymore. This one is cool because it's Psylocke in the foreground, Ember Frost in the background, two super collectible characters that people like to collect covers of. Like I said, it was limited to 1,000. A 9.8 of this sold for $150 back in 2024. A signature series sold for $245 back in 24. Only 83 of these on the census, which feels really low. 73 9.8s, and the vast majority of these are signature series. 51 are signature series. So, just a cool Psylocke cover. Given how much her books were blowing up at the moment, just thought this one was cool to throw on there. I feel like these have kind of been forgotten about. This is like a connecting. I wouldn't say it's connecting. It was like a 3 cover set. It was like there was a Rogue and Mystique, and I think the other one was like a Wolverine or something like that. But
is this an Uncanny X-Men title?
The Uncanny X-Men 19, yeah.
Okay.
I think it was 26. I could be wrong. And maybe it was 2019. Just feels too recent. I think it was 2016. I can look it up. Hold on. I don't know. I'm looking right now. I found it. It was the 2019 run. Okay. Wow. These feel older. In my mind, these books feel a lot older than they are. So it was not a typo. It was the 2019 run. Wow.
When I really noticed Tyler Kirkham was when he did the Deadpool Venom cover first.
Oh yeah.
For the Deadpool Back in Black or whatever. That's what really grabbed my attention for Kirkham.
Everybody thinks of him for the battle damage stuff now. Like he's kind of overdone that a little bit. But like that's what everybody seems to think of him.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little.
What's that?
I said just a little bit, right?
Yeah.
As he's holding battle damage books.
I mean, he's done them for everything, and they're cool. But like I think you can only milk it. It's one of those things. I guess if you milk it for long enough, it all comes back and it's all cool again. But like you go from it being cool to overdoing it to like it becoming like iconic, I guess.
I mean, Scotty Young has done it.
Yeah.
John Tyler Christopher has done it like multiple times. So, I mean, it's not a bad. I mean, a lot of artists do that move anyways. You know what I mean? Like, because they know once they get a fan base for something, like there's a buyer for it, no matter
Yeah, no,
what.
totally. No, absolutely.
So
And yeah, and a certain style of cover gets collected. But anyways, yeah, this was just threw this on here because of Psylocke and just how crazy people are going for her stuff right now.
Oh, Igor. So, if you want to hear a funny story about that book, the Deadpool Venom cover, so I bought a black and white version, uh, like from someone on Facebook, and then I submitted it to CBCS for my first time grading. It hit a 9.9. So
That was back when 9.9s weren't just being given out either, right?
this is right after they changed when CBCS changed from their bullet label. Or maybe what was it, a bullet label?
Oh, it was a CBCS thing. You got the 9.9 on, not the.
Yeah, yeah. So that ruined me for grading forever because like my first submission I hit a 9.9. Like
you see people like that, they get 9.9s on early, even like with CGC. Every once in a while, like, oh, it's my first one. I got I've never got a 9. I've sent a ton in. I've never had a 9.9 come back. So
with CGC I've only hit a 9.9 once, and that's when I did an on-site grading with that J. Scott Campbell book.
Yeah, I felt like I had clear 9.9s. Like there's nothing wrong with them, but I think they just got to be in the mood to give them out, right? I mean, if it's a perfect book, they're just going to give it a 9.8 most of the time. But yeah, I've sent a few books and I'm like, this has got to be a 9. This has got to be a 9.9.
And yes, I still have my first 9.9 with CBCS, my first 9.9 with CGC, and then I have my first 3.10s with PSA so far. So I feel pretty spoiled by the grading gods.
I'd say so, man. I'd say so.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. Oh man, I feel like I'm seeing this book for the first time all over again. Right. Gun Honey, Blood for Blood, #1. This was the book that really put Villalobos on the map. If people don't remember the history of this book, this was put out by our friends at Hive Comics back in 2022. I remember when they dropped this cover on Instagram announcing that it was going to be up for sale a few days later, like how crazy people went for it. And now, just a little reminder on this book, there were 2 versions of it. This gold one was a metal, and it was only limited to 50 copies.
Wow.
The main one, if you go to the next slide, Aaron, if you don't mind, just real quick. The main one, while nice in its own right, it was black and white like this, was limited to 800. And as cool as it is, like the gold one really just pops. Right. I mean, and it pops on a metal in a really cool way. So like people went nuts for this book, and it sold out, if I recall, very, very quickly. And they were asking
pretty reasonable.
I think on the first one, they did a couple other medals there, but I think it was like $50. It was a reasonable buy-in for the medal.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was less than 100. I know that.
Yeah, 50 or $60, I want to say, but there were only 50 of them. But I mean, I give those guys a shit ton of credit because, I mean, Lobos went on to go nuclear. Now, this isn't his first cover, but this is certainly the first one that got people talking about him in a big way.
So I do remember meeting Lobos with Hive, with James and Jonathan. So this was because I believe they had already hired him to do this cover at that point, but it hadn't been released yet. And then Lobos was at MegaCon in Florida, and he was tabling, selling like commissions, all that. And then at the same time, he had his portfolio together, and he was submitting to because if you don't know, at conventions you can submit to DC and to Marvel to review a portfolio to become an artist, like a hired artist for them. And so as he was submitting his portfolio, you know, he was wheeling and dealing, trying to work out with different retailers to be, you know, their exclusive artists, you know, for the year or whatever. So he was trying to find that guaranteed paycheck, you know, to survive and all that, to become a full-time artist. And then, you know, James and Jonathan were working out deals and all that stuff, but then at the ultimate end of it, they were like, look, we'd love to have you as a, you know, as an exclusive artist, but I think it's better for your career to get signed on with either Marvel or DC to get your name out there and everything. And kind of look at him now, like he's exploded, which is kind of cool too, because I got to meet him before he became a huge success, and so it's kind of funny like how those things kind of work out or whatever.
I mean, he's one of the better cover artists in the game today. So, like, you know, it's a really great story, and he's a super nice guy. I mean, I remember talking with him when this came out, and he was telling me about the first cover that he'd ever done, and you know, where to get it, because it was a super limited print run of that book as well, and and then I was just talking. I mean, when I posted this, I think it was James replied to my Instagram post, and he said he's like there will be a Lobos gun hunting cover coming out later this year, so they're getting back together with him to do another cover. But I absolutely love
cool.
this book.
Yeah, I still have my metal DeCall homage.
The call one is an interesting story, because I was talking with James, and that was my idea, because they were looking he needed an idea for the last one. I'm like, dude, why don't you just, like, nobody's ever homaged this before. Why don't you just homage this? And he's like, I don't think he'll do it. You know, he's starting to talk to Marvel. He doesn't want it. And then he's like, screw it, let's just do it. And they went in and they did the DeCall homage for the last one. So, which is
great too, because it's for issue 2.
And then the last one, James is like, this is a surprise for you. And I was like, what? He's like, I'm not going to tell you, but you're going to love it. And it was the bubblegum cover was the last one. And everybody says the girl on it, she looks just like Haley Steinfeld on that one. She's sitting in the gun room, all the guns and the ammo behind her, and blowing a bubble, like in a nice dress or something. But
it's like spot foil, right?
Yes, I think there was a spot foil version. Yeah, really good.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one too, because they released that during a Baltimore Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's right. I think that was Baltimore. Yes.
Yeah, and that was the year that I went to the Diamond Retailer Summit. I can't believe I got to go to one of those before, you know, now they're over. But like, yeah, it's kind of cool. I got to go to that event. Which is funny too, because what's his name? The owner, our former owner,
Giuseppe or whatever his name was.
Yeah, Giuseppe. Yeah. He sung My Way on a karaoke night. Which is
my only like and regret's the wrong word, but the only thing so this Gun Honey series, they did issues 1, 2, and 4. They didn't do a Lobos cover for issue number 3. It would have been cool to have sort of the 4-issue set, but the set is just those 3. So
yeah.
Alrighty. Good trip down memory lane on that one. All right. This is something you got to keep an eye open for. I feel like I'm giving away too many secrets tonight. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, the newsstand variant, from IDW Publishing in 2011. A raw of this sold for $475 back in 2020. Now, if you go to the next one, like, the way to tell if this is a newsie is very, very tricky. It has nothing to do with the barcode. The only way that you can tell that this is a newsstand, if you go back to the original, Aaron, if you look under the IDW in the little bar under the IDW, it has the #1. It doesn't say cover A. If you go to the next one, it will say cover A. I don't know if you can see this little extra text in there. It says cover A. So if it says cover A, it is not the newsstand. If it doesn't say cover A, it's the newsie. It's the only way to tell. So there's 100% chance that there are people selling this book not
That don't even know.
aware that they're selling the newsie, because the
okay.
barcodes are both identical on both of them.
Okay, so if it just has the issue number and the price, and it does not say cover A, that is
It's
the
the
newsstand.
newsstand. If it
Nice.
says cover A, because there's cover A, cover B, cover C, cover D, whatever, sub, realtor, like this book had a gazillion covers, but that newsie goes for a pretty penny.
Okay, yeah, because wherever you got the images from too, like I thought it was gonna be like the green being a different color.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think
the
the images are probably just
But-
not consistent from where I pulled them from, because
yeah.
I pulled them from
Because of
different
filters or
sources.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the color. I mean, maybe there's a slightly different color. I don't know that, but what I do know is that, if you ever see this book and next to the price it doesn't say cover A, grab it, because it's a rare book.
Nice.
It's a really rare book.
I wonder if that rule applies to like all IDW books or a lot of them.
Maybe
during
from
this
this
time
era. I mean, who knows how they changed it over the time, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case for a lot of their books for a certain period of time.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it for a second. Like, what newsstand was IDW selling on? Barnes and Noble?
Borders,
maybe? I mean,
it would have been
the point is that
2011.
there wasn't a huge distribution, so that's why they're so freaking rare.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Maybe that one small town gas station.
Anyways, all sorts of little.
Grocery stores, were they selling comics at that time period?
So I would buy comics at the grocery store, but I'd buy them for my son. So there was basically Archie and Sonic, Mega Man. They would sell those at the grocery store. For the grocery stores I went to, that was all they had. It was just the Archie distribution, and it was Archie. And I'd buy the Sonic and the Mega Man for him, because he loved those growing up. I've got a long box of them completely shredded. But at that, I don't think there was any IDW stuff, at least not where I was shopping.
Hey, 5 years from now, some of those Sonic books might be worth a shit ton because no one has them.
Yeah, I mean, there are
even if they're shredded.
Yeah, they're so big. I went through there. I'm like, man, if this book was in good shape, it's $100 book. I mean, he's got some good ones. But
hey, you can practice pressing.
You need more than a press. You need a printer.
Or just send it to Joe.
Yeah, I'll send him one, and he'll be like, dude, what are you sending me? What are you sending me? All right. Obscure, expensive books. That's what we're talking about tonight. Zombie Tramp #1. This is a Mendoza cover, obviously. Some people love his art. Some people hate it. I love it. I don't care if it's not perfectly anatomically correct. It's just so unique. So this was given out at NYCC. And it was this is the first issue of her ongoing series. So Zombie Tramp had a couple of minis, and then the ongoing series started, and so this was the first issue of the ongoing. It came out from Action Lab in 2014. The last raw of this book sold for $720. I don't know what the print run was. Probably 100 or less. I mean, they've been historically done super low print runs on their books. It was probably less than 100, to be honest, because they were doing hundreds when they were up in the 70s and 80s. This was probably 50 or less. But an impossible book to find, a true modern ghost. But it might be somewhere in New York. I mean, John, you may have one in one of your boxes. Somebody gave it to you on one of the shows. You don't even realize you have it.
I'd remember this, but now that you've put it on my radar, I'm definitely going to look for it.
And he's like, I know exactly which store to go to right now.
No, this will be at a show.
Oh. He's
Some
like, I know
dealer
what
from New
dealer.
York might just have it from years past, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is I mean, you can tell it's obviously she's doing the whole Statue of Liberty thing. That's the Chrysler building there in the background. I used to work up on the 50th floor of that building for years. Many years ago. But this would be an awesome book to have, an absolutely awesome book to have. The Zombie Tramp. any of these properties that are like the darling of a creator, you have to respect, like Lady Death, Zombie Tramp, like these titles, Lady Mechanica. Like, there's so much passion from the creator behind them. Like, you've got these all are books that shouldn't be overlooked for someone who's willing to continue to go at it and produce this stuff out of just the pure passion for it. It's a great thing.
So on the 50th floor, did you have a pretty good view?
Dude, so on the 50th floor of that building, it's single pane glass windows. So the fucking wind would just shake those windows, whip through them. The windows just slid up and down on the 50th floor. And I had to take the stairs down twice when I was there. There was the earthquake that hit like Virginia that shook the whole East Coast. The whole building was like swaying. We're like, what the fuck is going on? So we went 50 flights down, the group I was working with. And, one of the girls that work with us, like halfway down, she faints. So we have to carry her, and we're just going down the stairs.
Oh
like,
my God.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh, as everyone else is filing down the stairs too.
They started to. And then we found out that we heard that there was an earthquake. I think it was like in the Virginia area that literally just was felt all the way up through Boston. But parts of New York, I mean, the buildings were swaying. It got hit pretty, Paul remembers that. So and then there was a second time I had to take the goddamn stairs because I had a meeting and the elevators were shut down, and I had a meeting like across town in New York, and we were already running late, so we fucking booked it down 50 flights to go catch a cab. Good times, man. Good memories from the old Chrysler building. But prettiest building in New York, in my opinion. But
hey, at least you're young enough to take the stairs back then, right?
Come on, I haven't lost a step.
You know what's funny? Like, so we have a staircase in my office. It's only 3 stories now, and then there's no way to go up the stairs unless some back door is propped open or whatever. And then within the first 2 weeks of me working here, the one side of the elevator, or it's like 2 elevators, right? One side has already been broken, and the office building almost caught on fire because the turning belt at the top started smoking or something like that.
Oh man!
And so they had to air out our floor. So all of our, yeah. So I'm excited to work at this new building.
All right, let's keep the show rolling before we lose all of our viewers hearing about our horror stories from work. All right, Bitter Root number 1. This was submitted by our friend Tony, E-Man Tony Smokes on Instagram. Tony, if you're watching, buddy, I hope you're well. So this is a very limited, very difficult to find issue of Bitter Root. So it was the first issue. It's a Ron Wilson cover. It was limited to 500 from a store called Borderlands Comics and Games. This most of the databases don't acknowledge that this book exists. It's hard enough to find a picture of this book. Forget finding the book itself. Bitter Root, obviously a legendary title. And a real ghost. If you ever see this one, grab it. I can't really tell you what it goes for because there's not a lot of sales on it. It doesn't pop up that often. It's a book that most people are completely unaware of. And thank you, Tony, for the submission, brother. I hope you're doing well, man.
Oh, is this gonna be like that Ironheart book?
Oh, you mean the one at the cafe?
With the cafe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite that one because she wasn't just selling. She sold a couple of those and then just didn't sell them. So I don't know if it's quite that, because I think these 500 got out, in my understanding, or at least a portion of them did. I
would assume so with Bitter Root, right?
Yeah.
All right, getting down towards the tail end of the show. Man, I saw this
that Derek Chu is doing this Lady Death cover, and I really like Derek Chu. And some of us, like a lot of these artists, like they get so much work, like it starts to kind of feel a little bit the same. But the colors on this thing and just the texture, I mean, he really knocked it out of the park on this book. Now this hasn't come up for sale yet, and it's only going to be sold on his Whatnot stream, I guess. He's not making it available anywhere else, and there's like a few different versions of it, like a holofoil and like a trade dress and a virgin, I think, something like that. I imagine they're going to go for a lot of money, but yeah, this is Lady Death Scorched Earth #1. There's no sales of this yet because it, like I said, it hasn't hit the market, but I looked at some of the pre-bids on this. People are bidding big money on these already. So yeah, I expect this to be a big time Lady Death cover. Maybe not getting to that level of those Artgerm ones that were limited to like 77, but if these are limited, like, which, listen, is what Polito does with these Lady Death books. There, some of them are 100 or less. I could see this book being a big thing.
Nice.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
A smart buyer would look on just like search for this on Whatnot, because if the seller is smart, they will have this book listed in their store as a permanent listing.
Yeah, they have pre-bids, but there's nothing to actually buy right now.
Okay, so it's just in the auctions and stuff like that.
Yeah, so they're doing it at 10 a.m. I think Eastern time on Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday. Wow. Or maybe it's Sunday. It's Saturday or Sunday. But if you go to Derek Chu's Instagram page, you can see he has some information about it.
Man, I wish I got a commission from him like 3 years ago.
Well, the funny thing about this, so I was looking up this book trying to find information on it.
Mm-hmm.
I came across this next book, which really kind of set me back for a second. So this is Lady Death Gallery #1 from 2017. This is a Derek Chu, and that's clearly the Derek Chu we know because you can see his signature. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize he was drawing in 2017. Like, I thought he recently just hit the market in like the early 2000s. So this really, really caught me by surprise. This book is not in most of the databases either. But this was limited to 50. From Coffin in 2017, and 98 of this sold for $350 in 2022. There's only 5 on the census, 198, but there's 198, but they're 299. So 3 of the 5 copies are high or super high grade.
So your 98's only worth as much money as a 96.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't know that he was like you can tell that this is kind of like early on in his style, because Chu went to the Artgerm school, right? So like maybe he did this and then like went and worked with Artgerm for a few years before coming back, and coming onto the scene. But I was just really surprised. I don't know if this is his first work or not. I mean, this could very well be his first work for all I know. But yeah, I was just really surprised to see this.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I like Chu a lot. So, and I think that's it. I think that's it for the show tonight. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We talk about some weird shit on the show. I'm honestly surprised anybody cares, but thank you all in the chat. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. I got distracted there for a second. Adam says the Big Bang Theory can go fuck itself. I only laughed because before I hopped on, my YouTube just flipped over to Big Bang, like the Big Bang Theory, just like a loop of them in the comic book store talking about comic books. And so I saw that. I just had to laugh because I can't remember tell you the last time I watched that show, but I was watching it, just before we hopped on here because it just popped on like in the next video for whatever I was watching on YouTube. So that's a riot.
Yeah. Oh, and before we end it, did I ever tell you my story about smoking a cigarette with Derek Chu, Kendrick, and then I forget who else was up
Oh
there.
yeah, man. You told me. I don't remember, but I was so jealous when you told me about that. I mean, like,
So it's so funny too. So I had so they all had a panel at MegaCon. I had just gotten my autographs from Art Germ and all that, and then they got through all their autographs too as well, and then so they didn't have to report back to their table yet. So we were all standing outside in the smoking section, and I'm just hanging out with James, and then I'm like, look, it's like Derek Chu and all them, like from the art germ school. And then he's like, really? He's like, you want to go talk to him? I was like, sure, why not? I was like, I'm smoking a cigarette, might as well. And then so they're smoking too, and we're all just like standing out there just chit chatting. They noticed like all of James's tattoos and stuff like that, and then it was just it was just yeah, it was just a fun conversation. So I was just like, hey, I was just at the panel with y'all. So it's like, I promise I'm not following up.
that is a ride, but
all right.
Hey, Bruce, Bruce, thanks, buddy. You don't have to send me anything, man, but I appreciate it. I hope you're well, man.
All right. I want to ask you for Carter, hot book alert this Sunday.
Yeah. From what I understand, there's going to be hot book alert Sunday at 9 on Mercenauts channel. So tune in. We talk about the hottest books of the week. John's usually there with us. Dino hops on. Mike was there last week, so it's a good time. Come in and check it out.
All right. I'm 50-50 if I'm going to be on Beyond Wednesdays, the Saturday for Modern Comic Mayhem. I am going to be at the TriStar Houston Card Show, so I have a couple submissions for PSA. I might as well see if I can submit comics there too. Anyways, and then Friday, more than likely, I will be on the House of Stein for the Hot 10. John, anything you want to promote?
Not at the moment. I have nothing going on until next month. So
sweet. So we'll have exciting news for John next week, and then hopefully we will see him on Saturday? ?
I'll be around anytime somebody sends me the link. I'm always happy to join you guys. I really appreciate the invites.
Sweet.
Well, we love having you on, man. And what's that image book you're showing right there?
I was gonna say, anybody who's into previews, when the first preview of Skinbreaker, and then also inside this very issue's first preview of Everything Dead and Dying. So
I found that book today for cover price number 1. So I'm gonna read it. I heard it's really good.
When was that released?
September,
probably a couple months ago, right?
Oh, well, this preview was released September of 2025.
Okay.
Ooh,
Everything Dead and Dying.
So these. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say Everything Dead and Dying was probably a couple. I mean, they're on issue like 3 or 4, so whatever it is.
Yeah.
So Skinbreaker had a ash can that released in July. So that
Skinbreaker. I mean, I was just reading the one that came out yesterday. I mean, the internal art in that is fucking insane. Like the detail. I know Finch did it on like bigger so he could get, but it is truly unbelievable. Like that book is.
Damn it! I should have saved that ash can.
Oh, you don't have it?
I sold my copy.
There you go.
Yeah. I was at San Diego. I was like, I'm gonna strike while the iron's hot. I was like, I got my Something Is Killing the Children books. I'm happy. Like someone else can be happy with some of these other things that I'm okay to let go. And then I was like, because I have a handful of Robert Kirkham autographs, not like a lot, but like I have a few already. So I was like, I'll let someone else be excited about this. I was like, even though I hear a bunch of good things about this, and I kind of skimmed through it before just selling it, but yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself nowadays. But anyways, all right, I still don't have a sign out. If you can think of a cool sign out for me, leave it in the comments. But later days.
Thanks, guys. Peace.